Hey guys, welcome back. So we're going round 2 on the video. We're gonna jump right into the Ulta haul and then we're gonna go into the luxury haul. So both those 2 hauls, the rest will be done. If you haven't watched the first version of this video, I'll link it below, but hopefully you enjoyed that and I will talk to you soon. Thanks guys. The next thing that I showed was, which is when I started the Ulta portion of that haul, was the Real Techniques sponge. And I had not used it until today. I totally meant to be like a lazy bastard on that part. Like I just did not use it because my other makeup, my other beauty blender, my Pro black one is still like fine. So I haven't switched over to a new one. So I did actually open it up and use it today. And no. I'm wearing, first of all, I'm wearing Tom Ford foundation and this thing just inhaled it. I'm like, that's $80 foundation. Would you stop taking all of it off my face? 7 pumps later, it's like, I was originally like pumping it onto my hand and then pulling it off and I would go like this and it was like nothing. So then I just like put it on, dotted it on my hand and tapped it in and that was a little bit better. But this thing absorbs makeup. Like it definitely absorbs your makeup. I liked it for my concealer. I used a pretty thick concealer today, so I did like it for the concealer and I might continue to use it for my concealer, but never again for my foundation. But I would be too lazy to use a beauty blender and then this. So I don't know. We'll see if I use it again. It's just, I'm not a huge fan. It was cheap. It's $6 or something like that. So if you've never had a beauty blender, you wouldn't know what you were missing. Does that make sense? You know, I would definitely buy the beauty blender instead, but if you on a budget, or if you just never had the beauty blender and you only had the Real Techniques, you probably wouldn't know what you're missing. But for me personally, I feel like it absorbed too much of my makeup. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Real Techniques brush. So this one is the Real Techniques, I think this is called, the setting brush. And I use just for that. I use it for 2 things. For my Kat Von D to do my under eyes, I tap it under my eyes, on my bridge of my nose, these kinds of areas. And then when I bake using my Laura Mercier powder, I actually use this brush just to wipe off the loose powder and blend it kind of all in. And this is great because I can get like my eyelids. The other brush that I was using, I felt like it was much more tapered. So this I just feel like I can kind of like press this in a lot nicer than the other taper brush, which is kind of like more of this motion, where this is, I use it like this motion. I'm like chilling back here, like way far out of the shot, so sorry. So like this, with this brush, like as opposed to the taper brush, I would use that. This is very inexpensive, so I really like that one. The next thing is this tapered brush, which I use for my highlighter. It actually probably still has a little bit of Thunderstruck on it still. And I do really like this for the highlighting. I just like the density of this brush a lot. It kind of comes to a point, if you can see. So you can see it kind of comes to a point that I really like. I can get in here and I can just kind of like run them on my eyebrows and in here and on my nose. It's just nice and it's pretty, even though I haven't gotten the rest of the wrapping off apparently. I just now noticed that. Hello, what the hell? It's in need of a washing. It's the Japanese foundation brush, the number 912. And I use it for my thick concealer. So I just kind of use it to just brush on my concealer. And then I use a beauty blender to tap it out. With that brush today, I used the It Cosmetics the Bye Bye Under Eyes, which has got collagen, vitamin C, and K, which is supposed to kind of help neutralize your eye bag area while also concealing it. First of all, I got neutral medium, which is definitely the right color for me. You can see. 100% the right color for me. If I got in the light, I would have freaked myself out. It is a dewy finish. That's the one thing that I can say about it, is it does finish dewy. So you have to set it. If you're not setting this, then I don't even know. Don't touch anyone because I'm sure it transfers instantaneously. So make sure if you are using this, you set it. It does have really, really nice coverage. Obviously, don't just use it for my under eyes. If I'm using this, I just use it anywhere I would a concealer. I used it to conceal this little guy that decided to pop up today and surprise me on filming day. And I do really like it. So it's a good price. It's not that easy to find, unfortunately. It's sold out a lot of times. Like I said in my last video, I switched the Tarte Maracuja foundation or concealer in a darker color, and now I love it. So I don't know which one I would pick of the 2 of them. This one's cheaper, so I would probably pick this one. But it's really dewy, similar to, it's even more dewy than the Tarte one, so if you don't want to look dewy, then don't pick this one. Alright, there you go. I feel like I got that out of the way. This next product I'm going to talk about for 2 seconds because this is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and this is how I feel about it. Ready? Here it is. There it is. Okay, goodbye. Never again. Tried it twice, never again. Both time on camera too, which is stupid as hell. But... Alright, the next thing is the Tarte, the close-up liner in black. I like it. The one thing I don't like, so you can't just use it on your top lashes to tighten your top, say if you're just wearing like a false lash, because it will transfer a ton to your bottom. Now, I don't know if that's all eyeliners that you try to put in your waterline, or if it's just this. I can't seem to find a liner that won't transfer from your top to your bottom, because sometimes I do line this one black and then I line this one with like a white or a flesh colored, trying to add brightness to that area, because I'm not big on, you know, a ton of liner. It's okay. It is what it is. It's Tarte. When it's fully lined, if you fully tight line your whole eye, it looks really, really, really nice. So the next thing I had on here, I actually ended up getting rid of. So it is the Alterna Caviar Anti-Aging Replenishing Moisturizing Mask. If you remember, it's like that big blue thing I was holding. I'll try to link a picture up here somewhere, put it someplace in this video so you can see it. So it was, I don't know. I put it in my hair and it just felt, you know when you put something in your hair and it just kind of doesn't feel like it's like absorbed into your hair. It just kind of feels like it's slopping around a lot, and it kind of gives you that product in your feeling after you wash it. It still feels like there's a lot of product on your hair. That's kind of what that was doing for me. It was just not worth the money, and I was never using it. So then, because obviously all the hauls I do, I had a $500, I wish, a 500 point thing for Sephora, and they had the Alterna Caviar collection, which is the mini shampoo, conditioner, and also the mini CC cream. So I ended up grabbing that, and I took it with me when I traveled to Vegas. And can I please tell you, okay, the shampoo and conditioner are awesome. I bought those. But the star of the entire thing is the CC cream, which I bought at Nordstrom's the other day. And this stuff is the shit. It is the bomb. So it's a Caviar CC cream, 10-in-1 complete corrector, leave-in hair perfector. So it gives you perfect hair in 10 different ways, which is moisture, shine, smooth, soften, strengthen, UV protection, manageability, anti-breakage, heat protection, and light hold. And just like a little pea size of that makes a huge difference in the softness of my hair. I'm really guilty of not cutting my hair very often, so my ends do get dry. They look like super dry today because I didn't put this on last night before I went to bed. But they do look better than they had been looking because I just used the shampoo. So I just let my hair air dry, and that's what it kind of looks like, by the way, when it air dries. Because I want to say it was like 40. So it's probably about the same price, but I would recommend this over the mask, which you rinse out. Just this, which you leave in after you shower. Next thing on the list is one of my favorites. Yay! You guys know I was like losing my shit over it, was the Urban Decay palette, the Vice 4 palette, because I love the packaging. It's just amazing on this. But I love the colors. So you didn't see me use it, but I did actually use this in my skull video. I did my makeup before, and out of this palette, my favorite, all of them are like my favorite, so it's gonna be hard for me to show you how to. So this bitter down at the bottom, right here, or at the top now that I've moved it. This one might be one of my favorite transition colors I've ever used. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just the prettiest transition color. A swatch does it no justice. I've used Bitter and then Flame. You saw Nikki from Nikki Tutorials. If you watch Nikki Tutorials, which I'm sure some of you or a lot of you do, she used it and it was beautiful. I actually haven't even got to use 1985, which is that purpley color that I originally really liked. But I did use the Fastball and the Underground, which are the ones on the other sides of it. And I used that to do a kind of, what other color should I use? I think I used maybe another color in here, or another color for my look. I'd have to remember for my look for my skull look. It was kind of like pinkish colors, pinks and purple. I really do like this palette. I find all the colors are beautiful. When I did a blue smoky eye, I laid this what is this called? Arctic over at the top at the very end just to kind of give it a really big pop. I have like the Robbery, which is kind of this gunmetal-y color here. My suggestion would be if you're looking for a colorful palette, for the most part they are sheen. So if you're looking for something that's got a lot of shimmer and and glitters and things like that, this is probably a really amazing palette for you. Not to mention it's beautiful package, but I really like this palette. The shadows just blend really nicely and they just work. I think they have to be a different formulation than the Urban Decay Naked ones because I just have liked these a lot more. So you guys got my honest opinion on the StarDust a few weeks ago, so I won't go over it. I'll link that video down below where I did the look with the cards. Like I said before, this is a nice palette. I really do like it. I'm excited to use it for another look. I do use this Girls Night and Millennial for transition shades. This one is nice, but I don't have the feelings that I do towards the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette as I do with this one. So, but I did the cards, like I said before, the cards were great for an idea, but don't follow them step by step because you won't end up with the look. Sorry. If it was that simple where you could just write 9 steps down on a card with like very minimal wording and people could get perfect makeup, then well, none of the YouTubers would have jobs. Now I started off on my my luxury haul. So the first 2 products I showed you were the Marc Jacobs, the primer, the coconut water primer, and the Beauty Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation. And oh, they're both gone because they sucked. Okay, no, that was aggressive. No. The primer did nothing for me. It was moisturizing. Okay, great. I have fantastic moisturizers. I want you to cover my damn pores. And it did not cover pores. It just kind of like made your skin feel nice, which is great. But if you're going to pay that much money for a primer, you want it to do something, and it wasn't doing anything for me. A lot of YouTubers I've seen, I actually got in like a forum with a couple other people. Like, did they send these to everyone? Because everyone seems to be using them. They will layer them on with another primer because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. They're just using it to use it because of the name. I don't know. It isn't good. So the foundation, I wore it. I took it with me to Vegas and I went to put it on, and I don't know what was up, but I put it on my skin and it turned yellow. Like yellow, like orange yellow. Instantly, to the point where I had already cleansed, moisturized, primed everything in my skin, and I actually wiped my face down with a makeup wipe because I couldn't. This wasn't something, you know how sometimes you get a bad foundation, you can like fix it. I was like, oh my god, this is insane. This has to come off right now. So I was like instantaneously just wiping it all off, wiping it off. So I just took it back. I'm like, this is the color the machine told me I was. This is the color we saw in the store we put on, and I was that color. But for some reason, as soon as it got on my skin, the oxidation of it just made it wacky doodle. So I was like, goodbye, peace out. So with that rambling said, I still stick by what I said before, which are my Too Faced Born This Way foundations. So 2 of the most hyped about product lines, like the Makeup Forever or the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and then also this Marc Jacobs stuff. I've hated this, which was kind of hyped about in the beginning. I have 2 shades, by the way. I'm using both warm nude and nude. I kind of mix them together or just use them depending on where my skin color is sitting at this moment. They look almost exactly the same. Warm nude's just slightly darker. What is with me talking today? So these are just amazing. They just look amazing on your skin. If you want to know what they look like on your skin, I just posted a picture on Instagram that is untouched, unfiltered, unedited, unsmoothed, on everything of my face with this foundation on. So you can see, like, obviously I put a lot of other stuff with it, but you can see that this foundation as a base just is the best I've come across, period. So the other foundation that I bought, which is the foundation I'm actually wearing right now, is the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation SPF 15. So this color that I had bought was Bisque, 04 Bisque, and I love this stuff. It is really good. Okay, it is different than this in the fact that this is like, you put this on your face and it just feels like it disappears. Like it just feels perfect. This one is a lot more dewy. So for me, being dewy, it takes a little bit of getting used to, and you have to kind of be like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be dewy right now. So as you can see, it's not a ton of dew, but it is a very light coverage. It does not sit in your lines. It kind of floats on top of your skin really, really nicely, but it is an insanely expensive foundation. I think it's $80 a bottle. So if you're not wanting to spend $80, buy the Too Faced all day long. I will personally probably keep buying this because everything I touch that's Tom Ford nowadays, I'm just like obsessed with. I just can't get enough of. So I really have liked this foundation, so I probably would repurchase just to have something besides always wearing this one. And I do like the Kat Von D one that I showed you. The other thing that I'm wearing was the Quad in Nude Dip, and I love it. It's so freaking beautiful, as I showed you guys before. So beautiful, and it just blends. Like you could do this without a mirror and it would still look nice. So this reminds me of something that Mario, Makeup by Mario, oh my god, I forgot his last name, that's awful. This reminds me of something he would use, because if you've watched anything about his master classes, which I've never attended, but I've seen like people talk about them, he talks about blending and like how layering and blending shadows is how he gets the look. So it's always soft. You can't really tell where one's harsh and ends. You know, you wouldn't see him like rock out a cut crease necessarily. So he's much more about blending, and this kind of reminds me of something he would like and use because it is so easy to apply. So this is my first Tom Ford, and I'm definitely buying another one. Merry Christmas to me. Somebody's gonna buy me some stocking stuffers. I see you, I see you. I really like it. If you have the money to splurge, I highly recommend it. The other Tom Ford thing I had, which I'm going to talk about some other stuff too, is the Pussycat in Tom Ford lipstick, and it's so pretty and it looks really, really nice for daytime, and I just really liked it. The formulation's great. So with that said, when I was in Vegas for my birthday, I went by, and the Wynn has like a little cosmetic bar, and they had these little mini ones. They're the Tom Ford lipsticks and boys, which mean that each lipstick is named after some man that has influenced him in some way. So I'm sure you've seen on the internet, but they do have Drake. So Drake is what I wore on my birthday evening because it's just amazing. And I will be repurchasing a larger version of it. It's so pretty, and it's kind of sheer and beautiful. So I bought that one, and I bought Guillermo. So I bought Guillermo, which is much more of a matte wine color. And brown wine, kind of a brown wine. No, browns and burgundy. And then the color I'm wearing right now is Theo, which is like a purple. And I just love this color. So he's like 25 shades, I'm not gonna say 50. So he's like 25 shades of them, and I think they're all absolutely amazing, beautiful. I still love them. I'm wearing this one with no lip liner. The next thing I talked about, which I was wearing in the video for the first time, is the Chantecaille Faux mascara. $70 mascara. Remember Toddy did a review on it. And let me just tell you this. I have reached for it every single day. The only time I've worn a different mascara has been on the top lashes when I'm wearing falsies, and I don't really care what my lashes look like. But then half the time I will end up using this to kind of bring the lashes together when I'm doing my bottom lashes. I'm actually just wearing it today. It's the only thing I'm wearing on my eyes. Not wearing lashes. I've worn it a million times. The health of my lashes actually has improved. So if you have a lash serum and a mascara that you're using, I would suggest you drop the serum and just buy a more expensive mascara and do it in one step. Because this mascara has been amazing for me. And I was originally bought a product that was supposed to give you like these like crazy lashes, and they have like a fiber to them, and that's just not my thing. Like I can't do the fibers. I just don't like that look where the lashes are just not separated. I need mine to look like nice and separated and wispy, and this just does that for me. I love it. It smells like roses and it's so good. It's really expensive, but I really, really have enjoyed this. The other thing that I got, which you saw in the Adele video, is my Charlotte Tilbury in Bond Girl. Yeah, it's just a good color for me. It's kind of like a brown brick color, and it's good. I am going to buy more Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. That's on my list of stuff that I want because I'm trying to like not buy as much makeup. The other thing that I've actually gotten a handful of text about on its own is the Chanel lipstick that I wore in my last video. So it's called Etinne. Remember, it was a Kristen Stewart lipstick that I wore. And let me just say this. This lipstick is very versatile. And let me know in the comments below if you want me to do this, but I'm thinking about doing a quick, easy makeup tutorial with this lipstick 3 ways. What I mean by that is the technique at which you apply it and what you use with it will either make this lipstick really wearable for day and even work, because I did wear it to a meeting the other day to test my own theory, or it's really nice and dramatic and special looking for, like, say, a photo shoot. So let me know if you want to see that. For something like this, which you're paying a premium rate for, I would think personally it would be important to understand the ways you can use this besides just slobbing it on and walking out the door, the different kind of techniques you can use to make this look different depending on how you apply it. So let me know if you want to do that. I can show it to you. Comment below, let me know. But this lipstick, why do I do this all the damn time? Anyways, the lipstick that I just launched on the floor, that one is Etinne, like I said, and that has been very popular, requested from everyone, just what color that is. So I really like it. Yeah. The other thing, and I've only used it once, so I'm just going to touch on it, is the crayon in VAMP that we, like I said before, was like a kind of a midnighty blue purple. I used it, the way I used it, because I don't just line my eyes with just a liner and just like chill, peace out, is I used it on the corners here and here, and then I took a brush and I smudged it into my lash line, so I just had a little bit of darkness on the corners, and I used it during the day. That's how I used it. I really liked it because it's not black and it's not blue and it's not purple. It's just like a nice color that smudges out really pretty. So I probably wouldn't suggest paying the money for this. That you could probably find something a lot cheaper and a lot nicer, but it is nice and it's luxurious and it's pretty. This guy, which by the way I realized I did not have the footage of it when I taped my last thing, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit more on it. It's very spongy, and it's got very nice light color. You definitely want to use a primer and a Fix Plus to give this thing the color that you would want it to have. If I was going for a more dramatic look with this pajamas, I would use this, because I think that would be really pretty with the colors that I'm wearing. The Elizabeth & James Rollers and Dry Shampoo. So beautiful smell. I sprayed this the other day on my hair, and I actually, in my beauty room, and my boyfriend who was standing in the kitchen goes, "What is that smell?" So that's always a good sign when they actually can smell something from that far away and they think it smells good, because it's not overwhelming. It's just like a nice aroma that kind of floated through the house apparently. And it actually did its job as a dry shampoo, in all honesty. It absorbed, it wasn't oily, it didn't have any residue, so I liked it as a dry shampoo. I only will wear it as a dry shampoo when I'm going out. Like today I used this one, which is the one I had talked about in my haul. I really like this. This is by far my favorite dry shampoo I've ever used, because it does not leave any kind of grease in my greasy, product-y texture to my hair. This I would use anytime. If you had to buy one, buy this one, because you can use this any time of day, night, day, whatever. This one I will use if my hair's a little bit dirty and I'm leaving the house, like going out or something, where I want to have the smell and I'm wearing a perfume like this. So that's when I would use that. And these guys are really good smelling, but I will say this, I smelled one of the new Tom Ford ones when I was in Vegas, and now I'm like, I love it. So with all of that said, this video is gonna be like 4 hours long. Thank you for sticking through. Hopefully you found this informative. Hopefully I broke down the products well enough for you so you understand why I like certain things and I don't like other things. This has been an interesting video to go through, so let me know if you like the idea of doing this every 3-4 hauls, so I can talk about the stuff that I do in hauls, because like I said, a lot of it I have never tried. I just buy it blindly off the internet because Joe Schmo person on YouTube bought it. So thanks again for sticking in. I really appreciate it, as always. And I hope you had a really good holiday so far. I know I am doing a formal thing for New Year's. So I am going to do like my New Year's look beforehand so I can upload it right before New Year's. So you can see kind of what I'm planning on doing. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you sticking in and I will talk to you soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.